Thank you very much, Monday, Mistress of Ceremonies. May I ask you to accept that protocol has been established. That having been said, I want to recognize the esteemed presence of our Honorable Prime Minister, Philip Joseph Pierre, and other members of Cabinet. Folks, tonight, you know, it's a night when we have to do some reporting. Examinations nowadays don't take place in one instance at the end of the term. There is always an accumulation of marks over the period, and I'm sure the Minister of Education will tell you that the end of the term only accounts for about 40 or 50%, if that much. Continuous assessment. So we are here for you to assess us. Egmahadi les saint-lycien, pas quitter politicien kwenè zot pour vini 6 mois avant élection pour yo bay zot chicken and rum and bread and cheese and believe that all is well. All is not well. You have to assess the performance of your reps on a continuous basis. And if you believe that any rep is falling short, I believe it's incumbent upon you who has the interests of your rep at heart to call him or her and to say to him or her, you're playing the fool. Pull yourself up. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. But you know, folks, we don't have much time. It's a weekday. I want to briefly run through some things with you that include the rent reprieve program we introduced, the housing assistance program, our new NHC headquarters, Bodie Michel and Bodie Messi. And of course, we have received only last week approval in principle for 5 buildings to be located at Kazaba. So folks, let me start off with the rent reprieve. When we came into office, we realized that there were many people, hundreds of people, who cumulatively owed the government in excess of $7 million. If they had not paid for 15 years, we did not expect payment. And so discussions ensued within our August Chamber Cabinet, and the decision was collectively taken that basically we will grant all those persons who were indebted to the NHC and the CCC a rent reprieve. So government actually lost out in excess of $7 million. That was the first set of assistance. Next thing we did, we examined what was available in our portfolio and under the housing ministry. And lo and behold, there was some $4 million sitting, waiting in abeyance, I rather suspect, for the outcome of the elections on July 26, 2021. You see, the yellow brand thought people had jaundice and their eyes were yellow. So that money was left there when it could have been used to improve the living conditions of our people. Immediately, I consulted the Honorable Prime Minister, who consulted the Taiwanese, and they indicated to us, yes, based on the option we put to them, we could have the funds repurposed. And so it was a very arduous task. The staff of the Ministry of Housing and of course the Attorney General's chambers had to put together a lot of documentation to permit what was an initial contract to have gone in a different direction. But lo and behold, all went well. We have so far disbursed about $1 million And the other 3 million US, we are in the process of having it disbursed. With that million US, I'm sure you also some of the district reps, although it's not our policy, but then again, there are situations that you judge on its merit, and you tell yourself, if I attempt to repair that house, it may just collapse in my hand. And so it is within the deliberation of the district representative to make a judgment call in such a regard. But we are not, it is not our policy to go about building houses for all and sundry. But folks, my sad is out with the first million US. I'm sure you all saw what Starbatch did in Dennery. I'm sure you all saw what Moses Jabatis did in Viewfort North. I'm sure you all saw what Jeremiah Norbert did in Miku North. A number of houses were built, and of course all the others. Auntie Emma even had a check delivering ceremony where she gave each and every person their assistance in terms of housing. So we have done a good bit. Over 300 houses have been repaired. Over 300. And as we speak, we were awaiting the removal of VAT on building materials. That has been done. We are in the process right now of rolling out another $5.4 million, 2 million US. Adasemuna, yuka travail en bac, yoni gogo kai, assistance ça c'est pour les pauvres lycéens. And pas dinay on moun qui really besoin aide là. And professor, because too many of us, we believe that whatever we get should be for ourselves alone. Let us be each other's keeper. Let us do that. You know, sometimes we must understand that everybody cannot get everything. If there is a loaf, let us share it. We are school assistants, Adam unvle $2,000 leave. I mean, sometimes I believe our people need to use their consciences. And so we are asking you all, when you all are going to your rep for assistance, every rep has an allocation. See about this $1,000,000, ipakaisa buy a lot or sheet plywood. And so let us be reasonable in our request. Let us ensure when we go to our rep will say, yes, Sahapa mutwe akodi ituovowas mwekaya asisto. And that is what we need. We cannot give you everything, but we can assist you. Folks, next week, God willing, the National Housing Corporation would start moving its office. We are moving from rented premises to premises owned by the National Housing Corporation. For over 50 years, closer to 60, Atasa Yoteni HUDC, and I see my manager here. You know, HUDC, then it became NHC. We have been renting premises everywhere. Nuka Batikai, Nuka Vankai, Menuka Peluai. And I'm sure she can tell you, when the Prime Minister decided to bestow that portfolio upon me, one of the first things I told her, I am not leaving office unless NHC has its own headquarters. And so she took me around, and this is it right there. There will be a grand opening pretty soon. She took me around and she said, Mr. Minister, let us sell a piece of land. I don't know where we had land. She took me to the land that they made Roro about. And I want to say something tonight. I have never said it before, but I will say it tonight. I want to publicly thank Catherine Seelys, who was the one who initiated conversation with the buyer. I want to thank her. Give Catherine Sillis a round of applause. I knew absolutely nothing about that. But dommage me sapwa. Dommage. Folks, government of St. Lucia had rented that building for over 13 years. Flabo first rented it for over 13 years. And we paid a total rent, accumulated rent of $2.3 million. After 13 years, $2.3 million. We got the building at NHC for $1.8 million. And you want to kill me for that. You know, but Bodje met. And one thing the Prime Minister always says, Mr. Minister, good intentions always prevail. In this building, we will have access to the government telephone line. So we will be saving about $6,000 a month in telephone bills alone. We are renting now, paying almost $12,000. We are turning from a tenant to a landlord, because after we have enough space, we have space to rent for other government agencies. That is the kind of transformation you want. So you will understand why they are giving me pressure, because they don't want to see progress. They don't want to see progress. But I'll tell you, with the team of people I work with, my cabinet team, and we all support each other. We all have a shoulder to lean on in this cabinet. If something is going wrong, we can tell our colleague, and our colleague will not hold grudges. We all work together in a very comfortable and friendly environment. And I must tell you, if I am unhappy, I cannot give that kind of productivity. So folks, we are getting there. You can now pay your rent on Shopee. We will be paying very soon online. You can pay your rent online. This building comes with it every recent piece of innovative technology that you can ever believe you can find. So we will have everything inside of there. And I just want to thank God that He gave me the opportunity to be part and parcel of such transformation. Mandy, I know I have almost exceeded my allotted time, but the last thing, so but I just want to tell you all this. The last time St. Lucia saw a housing development, it was under your humble servant. The last time we saw it, it was in Marigot. I did that development. But hear this, I will leave you with this. The Department of the Development Control Authority has already approved 5 buildings to be located in Kazaba, coming soon to a place near you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I want to thank all my colleagues who give me all the support I need to ensure that our people in Castries Central get the kind of representation they do deserve. Thanks again.